Yeah. Good evening, everyone. Kushan again. So let's start off. Hope everyone went through the notes. Great. Next thing, multiplication of vectors. So there are two things in this thing. One is a scalar dot product. So what is this exactly? If you remember last time, when I was saying this chapter vectors was actually, it was a chapter created by it is a chapter which you have created. It is not like a fundamental thing. For example, if you get, force is equal to mass into acceleration, all these things that were experimentally, derived, or whenever you did an experiment, you found out these things. Whereas vectors, people found out they were using a lot of principles, but without any proper format. So before 1990, if you see, there was no chapter called vectors. And then this vectors was created. Who else is missing? Yeah, I think everyone is there, right? So the scalar dot product, right, is also something similar on that term. So what people observed, so there are certain scalar quantities which depend on the magnitude of the vectors and cosine of angle between them. What do you mean by this? Example, let's say we have a force F here, we have a displacement here, and the angle is theta. We know the work done is given by force into displacement into cos theta. Remember this learned in school, right? Later on, we will see more quantities, like example, power is also given by force into velocity into cos theta, where theta is the angle between the force and the velocity. Others, Kamson, Mehan, Ritu?
Yeah, sir. One, sir.
Then later on, if you see something called electric flux, which is given by E into area into cos theta. This is the electric field, is the area. So people said, yeah, these quantities are continuously popping up at multiple places. So there are many quantities in physics, right, which figure out like this thing, which are in the form of, two magnitudes and vectors. So then they said, okay, let's call them something. Let's give them a name. So we define them as, if you have two vectors, mod A, mod B, with an angle cos theta, let's write this thing as A bar dot B bar. Look at how it was made up. Most people, it's in the text, any textbook that you open, right, it looks like this: A dot B is equal to mod A mod B cos theta. So the textbook assumes that I know what is A dot B, whereas in reality, the story is the reverse. We have defined mod A mod B cos theta as A dot B for our convenience. So do remember this thing. In science, right, certain things we do for convenience, not because there is a way for it to do. For example, do you remember area is a vector quantity? In the beginning, I explained area is a vector quantity. Not because, area is a vector kind of looks a little weird, but by defining area as a vector, it makes actually more practical applications. So what people said, okay, let's define mod A mod B as A dot B. So this guy becomes F bar dot S bar. This guy becomes f bar dot v bar. This guy becomes e bar dot a bar. Clear? So this concept called scalar dot product, we have created this. This is not any experimental thing. This is not there because you have seen so many quantities which are depending on a, b cos theta form. We will call it, okay, let's call this a dot b. So let's see what is the practical implication of this. All clear with this page? Can I go ahead? Great. So how do we use this thing? So these are the main things. A bar dot b bar can be written as mod a, mod b, cos theta. So what is the meaning of this exactly? Let's say if you have two vectors, a bar and b bar.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, can you go back to the previous slide for a minute? So if we write A dot B the whole mod, does it mean the same thing?
A dot b the whole mod. Same thing. It doesn't matter actually.
Okay.
A dot b is a scalar quantity. Getting it?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
So here, if you see, right, this will give you a scalar. There is no direction. So what is the meaning of this? So if you take a vectors a dot b and imagine if you shine light like this, the shadow which you get, this will be the shadow, right? This is the shadow of a bar on b bar. This is what we call as projection of a bar on b bar. You're getting it? So if you shine light from the top, so you can try this at home, if you take something and if you, keep a rod like this, and if the bulb is here, you will observe the shadow will be like this, right? A horizontal line. So we call this thing a horizontal projection. So this is projection of a bar along b bar. We can also call this thing as component of a bar along b bar, all the same thing. Shadow of a bar along b bar, projection. Projection is a more technical term. So if you look at the shadow here, what will be the length of the shadow here? If this is a bar, this is theta, the length of this shadow will be a cos theta. Agreed? And can you tell me the direction of this shadow? This shadow is pointing in which direction? B bar ka direction. So we write like this. Projection of a bar along b bar is given by a cos theta, that is a magnitude, and into b cap. So this a cos theta gives you the magnitude, and b cap gives the direction. So if someone asks you, right, find the projection of a bar along b bar, this is what he's asking to find. He's asking to find the length of the shadow, and it is pointing in the direction of b bar. So whenever you want to find direction, you just simply multiply with a unit vector. So keep that in mind. If someone says, what is the direction of a vector? He is asking you unit vector. So you can keep that in mind. Direction of a vector is nothing but a unit vector. For example, if I say I'm traveling 20 kilometers east, which way am I traveling? 1 times east, na? Isn't that a unit vector? It doesn't matter how much I travel. If I say I'm traveling 1000 kilometers east, which way am I traveling? East. The magnitude won't matter. So from that formula, if you see here, this becomes a cos theta is a bar dot b bar by mod b into b cap. This is a projection of a bar along b bar. I think you can note down that. We'll be using it a bit. This you can also call as vector component of A bar along B bar, same thing. We'll see how to find that A bar dot B bar.
So,
Yeah.
so is this projection parallel to B?
Right.
Yes, I was just confirming.
Yeah. It is parallel, right? That was what I wrote, the shadow of A bar along on B bar. So yeah. All copied? You'll be getting a link to register on this weekend. We'll be starting off the test from May 1st week or May 2nd week. So the first test will be on basic maths and vectors. We'll be having a test in 2 weeks. I'll give you some assignments also to solve in the meantime. You will get the books by May 3rd week. But in the meantime, you can solve your classes from material. Now, the same thing, if I ask you this way, this is A bar, this is B bar. If you shine light like this, what do you get? This will be the shadow, right? Isn't it? If you have an inclined wall and if you put this thing, the shadow will be like this. This is the shadow of B bar along A bar. If you see the length there, that will be nothing but B cos theta. Actually, no, don't put shadow like this.
Won't it be perpendicular to A?
Actually, that's what I should put the light like this. I should put the light always parallel to the other guy. And then this will be the shadow. If you see here, now we kept the light perpendicular to B bar. So if you want this, we have to put the light perpendicular to A bar. Light perpendicular to A bar. So if this is theta here, so this will be the shadow of B bar along A bar. And this will be B cos theta, because that is the adjacent side. So we can simply write here the same thing. Vector component of B bar along A bar, or the same thing, the projection of B bar along A bar. So basically A becomes B and B becomes A. This becomes B cos theta, and the direction is A cap. So this can be written as A bar dot B bar by mod B mod A into A cap. In case you're getting confused, how did I get this? See, A dot B is what? Mod A, mod B, cos theta. You want to find B cos theta, no? So B cos theta is A bar dot B bar by mod A. So that's what I'm replacing there. Have a look at this. So this is how you can remember that. If I say projection of C bar along D bar, what I'm asking is C cos theta. So C cos theta will be nothing but C bar dot D bar by mod D bar into D cap. So basically, this gives you a component of one vector in the direction of other vector. Adrit, you're saying something? Abhinav, clear, na?
Yes.
Ritu, clear? Mehan? Niranjan? Vidyut? So far clear? Maulika? Got this? Right. Maulika.
Sir, shouldn't it be B bar dot A bar?
It is same, right? A bar dot B or B dot A both are same. It won't matter. All clear with this? Now we got the projection part, but there is something more here. So if this is A bar, so if this is your shadow here, what is this thing here? A bar dot B bar by mod B, B cap. Then what will be this vector here? So this we can write it as A ka parallel component. This is a parallel component along B bar. This will be A perpendicular, which is perpendicular component to B bar. Now we know from the triangle of vectors, A bar is nothing but A parallel vector plus A perpendicular vector. So A perpendicular will be A bar minus A parallel vector. So this will be A bar minus A bar dot B bar by mod B into B cap. You can simplify this further into this will be A bar dot B bar by mod B bar into B cap. B bar by its own magnitude will become a unit vector. This is a component perpendicular to B bar. They can ask you like this also. Every time they won't ask you projection only. I can even ask you find a vector which is perpendicular to B bar, then it will be this answer. If I ask you find a vector which is parallel to B bar, then it is this component. So this is vector component of A. Perpendicular to B bar. Have a look at this. How do we know the component is parallel to B bar? Meaning this is a B bar vector, na? I didn't draw it here, but this is a B bar vector, right? Theta is the angle between A bar and B bar. Clear, right, Monica?
So,
Confused?
how do we know that is parallel?
Which one? This
The-
one?
Yeah.
That is what we defined na, here. If you remember, what is this? The projection, the shadow of A bar along B bar. Na? See, if you use the word along B bar means what? You are in the
Acha.
direction of B bar, isn't it?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
So that word, the way we defined the projection is only a component along B bar. So it is parallel to B bar.
Okay. Sir.
Right? Yeah. Have a look at this, people.
So if there's no angle between them, then the scalar product is zero, right?
There is no angle between them, meaning you're saying theta 0.
Yeah.
Theta 0 meaning the length of the shadow will be length of the object, right? Should be 90, you should say.
Oh.
If the angle is 90, if it is like this, na, then the shadow will be a point. Someone said something.
So can you like just explain how like you came down to that A perpendicular A bar minus like how you came down to
thing?
that component? So
This
the
one?
one you so like put a red rectangle for
From here
the
to
formula.
here?
Yeah.
This thing, na, B bar by mod B bar is what? B cap, right? That's the definition of unit. What is a unit vector? A vector with a magnitude 1. So if you take a vector and divide by its own magnitude, what will happen? It becomes a unit vector.
Oh yes, I got it now.
Got it. So if you remember, na, vectors were starting we defined that. I think you're not there then. That is a unit vector ka definition. So if you want a unit vector, right, take a vector and divide by its own magnitude, you get a unit vector. So think of like, listen, Ritu, if I say I'm going 20 kilometers east, if I divide that by 20, you get east, right? The direction. So you take a vector and divide by its own magnitude. All clear with this? So let's see. So let's see something like how to calculate this A dot B bar in the first place. So if you take vectors, I cap dot I cap is a unit vector along x-axis. So that will be mod I cap, and what is the angle between two parallel vectors? 0. So this will be nothing but 1. Similarly, j cap dot j cap. So if you do two things ka dot product, j cap mod j cap cos 0, that is also 1. Similarly, k cap dot k cap is also 1. Next thing, if you take vectors I bar dot j bar, mod I, mod j, I is along x and y is along j. So this is cos 90, which is 0. Similarly, I dot k is also 0. J dot k is also 0. So the like vectors will give you magnitude 1 in this case, I dot I, and the perpendicular vectors are 0. A dot B can be also written as B bar dot A bar. A dot B into B plus C, you can expand this into A dot B plus A dot C. So if two vectors are perpendicular, these are all the properties actually. The dot product, scalar dot product is 0. That is, if you say A bar dot B bar is 0, this implies A bar is perpendicular to reverse actually. If A bar is perpendicular to B bar, this implies A bar dot B is 0. Reverse is not true. Huh? If A dot B is 0, A or B also can have been 0. No? If A dot B is 0, you can have A 0, B 0, or both are perpendicular. There are 3 possibilities. So if you're perpendicular, the dot product is 0. So how do you find this actually? So if you have A bar, which is AX I cap, AY J cap, plus AZ K cap. And if you have B bar, which is BX I cap, plus BY J cap. So I'm taking some random vectors here. BZ K cap. And if you do the dot product A bar dot B bar, you simply multiply. So when you multiply this, what will happen? AX into BX. Because remember, I dot I is 1, I dot J is 0, I dot K is 0. So all the unlike terms will become zeros. Only the like terms will be left over. So AX BX, AY BY, and AZ BZ. And we know from the dot product cos theta is A bar dot B bar by mod A mod B. So whenever you have to find the dot product, right, simply multiply the I components, J components, and the K components, because the unlike terms will be always 0. So this will given by AX BX, AY BY, AZ BZ. This is A dot B by mod A, matlab magnitude of the vector A bar, which is AX square, AY square plus AZ square per root over magnitude of the B vector, BX square, BY square plus BZ square. This is how you find the angle between two vectors. This is important. So dot product is especially useful when they give you two vectors and they ask you to find the angle between them. Is this clear, everyone? Anyone confused here? Please ask me. I'll explain this again. If you're confused how I got only 3 terms. Because when I multiply, I dot I is 1. I dot j 0. So ax by term won't come. I dot k 0. So ax bz term won't come. So that way 6 terms will become 0 and you'll be only left out with ax bx, ay by, az bz. The unlike vectors will anyway give you 0 because I, j, k are perpendicular. So whenever they ask you to find a dot b, just multiply the I components, k, j components, and k components. You can put down the thing in the red box. Let's see 1 or 2 questions practice and then we will go ahead. Any doubts on this page? Anyone not clear with anything, not convinced? Don't hesitate, ask. If feeling shy, just drop a message in the co-host. Always type for the co-host. Co-host is my tab. I can't see you there. So I actually use 2 devices, one to see you guys and one to write it down. When the COVID started, I used to teach with only 1 device. I used to feel like I'm talking to myself. After 1 week, I started feeling maybe I'm going mad. I thought, I should need to see students. All copied. Any doubts on this? Can I go ahead?
Yes, sir.
Great. Let's see one question and then we will do a little more theory on this. The last one we did was 19. So we have 2 vectors. A bar is 2i minus j plus 3k. So remember this thing, especially when they give you 2 vectors and they ask you angle, indirectly they're telling you to use dot product. B bar is 3i plus 2j minus k. Find A bar dot B bar. Find angle between A bar and B bar. Find the vector component of A bar along B bar. Vector component of B bar along A bar.
A bar into B bar, that we can leave in I cap, J cap.
This thing, I didn't get you. Come again?
So that A bar into B bar, we can leave it.
No, don't say into. Don't say into. Don't say A bar dot B bar.
A bar dot B bar can be.
Dot B bar is a scalar quantity, right? There is no ijk anywhere here. It's just a magnitude.
Oh, okay.
Because see now, Arjun, I dot I became 1.
Correct.
There's no vector left over there. I dot I became 1. There's no vector there. Rehan, get the rest. Everyone should give it a try. Whatever you think, try. Put it on a paper, give it a try. Got an answer, you can type in the chat box. But everyone should try. I'll give you a minute or a minute and a half. It's not difficult. Nare Swastika, check the calculation. I think you're adding up. You should subtract there. A dot B.
Sir, we have to type in.
How are you getting 7?
Sir, we have to type in all the answers together or all the parts.
No, you can just keep typing. It's okay, Rajat. Whatever you get, you keep typing. Oh, A dot B is 1, Ray. How are you guys getting 7? 2 people got 7. Yeah, it is 7. Please, 1 it is. Please check.
Sir, copied the question wrong.
Okay.
wrote A cap in the second, like in the B cap.
Okay. Chalega. Get it. Okay. Okay. Let's see the first one there.
So for angle between, you have to give it in forms of cos inverse of, right?
It's okay. You can just leave cos theta is equal to this. It will be in cos inverse only. So this will be what? You have to multiply.
Sir,
Na?
but then the last three answers will be almost same. Just the direction will change.
Yeah. So this is 3 into minus 1. So this is 1. So A dot B will be mod A, mod B, cos theta. So A dot B is 1. Mod A will be root over 2 square, 1 square, 3 square. Mod B will be 3 square, 2 square, 1 square, and that's cos theta. So cos theta will be 1 by, that is 9 plus 1 root 14. And that will be 1 9 root 14. 1 by 14. That's your cos theta. I'll do the vector component in the next page. Please check. Angle 2 by 7. Nare, Maika. Check. Where you go up.
Sir, I applied the formula cos theta.
Check. See the next one. Now see, don't try to mug up the formulas. Huh? I don't want you to remember the formulas and go to the exam. You'll get confused. Try to understand vector component of A bar along B bar. So this is how I do, okay? You want component of A bar along B bar. Matlab you're asking A cos theta along B bar, matlab B cap. And what is A cos theta? A dot B by mod A, mod B, because that is left into B cap. So I actually derive it every time. So A dot B by mod A, mod B is A cos theta. And what is B bar here? B bar is 3i 2j minus k. So what is B cap? B cap is B bar by mod B. So that is 3i plus 2j minus k by root 14. Substitute here, you'll get the answer. A dot B is 1. Mod B is root 14. B cap is 3i plus 2j minus k by root 14. So 1 by 14, 3i plus 2j minus k. Check your answers. Right, Advait. Yes, you got the angle right. The other one, vector component of B bar along A bar. So I'm asking B cos theta in the direction of A cap. This is nothing but a bar dot b bar by mod a into a cap. A bar is how much? 2i minus j plus 3k. Mod a is root 14. So a cap will be 2i minus j plus 3k by root 14. So just dump it again here. There's nothing there, just brute force solving. This is 1. This is root 14. This is 2i minus j plus 3k by root 14. Multiply, you'll get the answer. I'll leave it to you. I'll just put 14 there. Easy. This is how you find the components. Right, Venkatesh? Rehan, clear with this? I think you're asking something like this na last time.
Yes, sir, this time only.
All sure with this? Do check. Anyone confused on this, please ask. Okay. Next one. Let's say a bar is I plus j minus k. B bar is 2i plus 3j plus k. Right? Find angle between a bar plus b bar and 2a bar minus b bar. Get this? So when you add a plus b bar, you get a new vector. When you add 2a minus b bar, you get a new vector. I want the angle between those two new vectors, not a bar and b bar. How do you do this? Cos inverse minus 4 by 5 root 2. Okay. Let's find this also. Find the perpendicular component of a bar along b bar. Let's add that also. If you see all this scalar vector and all this stuff, right, it's just formula based. Last class and today's class, there's really not too much to think or figure out or visualize. But basics is quite important. Later on, we will be using this as a part of some other big problem. So how do you do this thing? So A bar plus B bar dot 2A bar minus B bar. So there are, you can first actually just find A plus B bar, 2A minus B bar and finish it out. That is one way to do, but there's another way. I'll show you that later on. This will be 3I, 4J, and that is 0. 2A minus B bar, that will be 2, so that is 0. 2 minus 6, so minus 2J, minus 2 minus 1 minus 3. I hope I'm right with this. So A bar plus B bar dot 2A bar minus B bar is equal to mod A plus B mod 2A minus B, angle between them, let's call it cos theta. So A dot B will be, remember that is I and this is J. So I cap, there's nothing there. J cap will be simply minus 8. Magnitude will be 5. 2A minus B ka magnitude will be root over 9 plus 4 root 13. Cos theta. Did I mess up the calculations or did everyone got the same?
So wouldn't it
Sir,
be
the-
minus J minus K?
Yes, sir. Minus J
J.
minus
Yes,
3K.
sir.
2A
This
bar
one?
minus, yeah, minus J minus K.
J cap minus 3.
2I minus this will be gone. 2J minus 3 ना, हाँ minus J था.
Minus J minus K.
Minus K होगा क्या? Minus
No, sir.
2
Minus
No,
minus
sir.
3K होगी ना?
Minus J minus 3K.
minus J minus J
Yeah.
minus 3.
So
Yeah,
correct.
yeah, yeah.
minus J minus
Then
K.
क्या आएगा ये? This will be minus 4. This is 5 and this is root 10. Am I right now? Still did I
Yes,
go
sir.
for someone? Aditya, we got the same answer. Adrit, you also got the same as me. Yeah, Abhinav, check kar ek bar answer.
Yes, sir. By mistake, instead of 2A minus B, I took plus B.
Be careful with the calculations. Even I can do go-flops. Easy. What about the second one? Perpendicular component of A bar along B bar. Get that. Now, in case you forgot the formula, don't try to remember it. Try to derive it. Keep that in mind. Most people have this problem, you know. You go to the exam, you see the question, and they try to think like, "Arey, मैंने ये question कहाँ पे देखा था?" You're getting, that's a very wrong way of approaching a problem. You're trying to remember where did you see that instead of actually thinking how should I solve this problem. Think for a minute or two, then I'll show you. How do you find parallel component? You know now. How to find the perpendicular component of A bar along B bar? Try. I'll give you a minute. When is it 0? What is 0, Monica?
Sir, you said na the scalar dot products are.
If the two vectors are perpendicular.
Yeah, so in this case, it won't be that.
Which one? The second one you're saying?
Yes, sir.
No, I'm asking you something else. Dekho. I'm asking you A bar, B bar. Till now, we are finding this guy, na? I'm asking you to find this one. I'm not asking you to do the dot product of this and this.
Okay.
Did you get the question? If I give you two vectors which are perpendicular and agar uska dot product if you do, you'll get 0.
Okay. So
But that was not the question. Question was not that.
component, yeah.
Component I'm asking, na? In case you guys forgot the formula there, this was the formula. Check. This is how we derived it. The total vector will be parallel vector plus perpendicular vector. So the perpendicular vector is total vector minus parallel vector. And we know the parallel vector is A dot B into this, the parallel component. So basically, you just have to find the parallel component and subtract it from the full vector. You'll get the answer. Everyone got this thing, right?
Sir, it is a very big answer. It won't be possible to type it.
Just put let's say if it is 2i, 3j, 4k, just put 2, 3, 5. No, I'll understand it as ijk. So A perpendicular will be A bar minus 2 times A bar dot B cap into B cap. This was the thing. Check. A bar minus A bar dot B cap into B cap. So you can just substitute here. This is 2i minus j plus 3k minus 2 times. Or if you don't like the B cap, right, you can just keep it as B bar by mod B. Same thing. If you feel like a B cap who will calculate again, you can just keep it in terms of B bar by mod B. And that would have been the same. So this would be 2i minus j plus 3k minus 2 times what is A dot B. I'll do it on the next page. This thing is looking big actually. I'll write it. So B cap will be 3i plus 2j minus k by the magnitude. कितना था ये? 14 ना? Wait. I think I
Isn't it?
moved up. अरे page shift हो गया रे. I was doing something else. Page shift हो गया. I was doing something else. Wait. I think something was looking odd there. You guys are also doing the same thing, yeah? No, na? So A perpendicular will be A bar minus 2 times A bar dot B cap into B cap. So what is B cap here? 2i plus 3j plus k by magnitude will be root 14. Then what is A bar dot B cap? That would be 1, 2, 2, 1, 3, 3 minus 1 by root.
Is there a 2 in the formula multiplied by 2?
Where?
In the formula, it is written, they written that A minus twice.
Why do we multiply it by 2?
Sorry. I don't know why I wrote 2. Then yeah, then you just substitute here. What is the answer here? A bar is I plus j minus k minus A dot B is 4 by root 14 and B cap will be 2i plus 3j plus k by root 14. Numbers are bad. I plus j minus k, this will be minus 2 by 7, 2i plus 3j plus k. I will leave it to you. I know you can solve it. Got it? Because someone got this thing, yeah, 3i j minus 9k 7. So I'll just solve it. 7 minus, that will be 4, 3i, and that will be minus 6 by 7. 7 minus 6 2 plus j. This will be minus 1 minus 2 by 7 minus 9k by 7. Is that the answer? 3i plus j minus 9. Ha, Venkatesh. Yasha, you also got the same thing. You got minus 1 by 7, right? वो check करो एक बार. Swastika, I think 13 आया है. Check, that went wrong. Adrit, you got roots messed up somewhere. Please check the answers. Ritu, got this thing? Vidyut, Maulika, Mehan,
Sir,
any doubts on this?
I wrote the answer 6i plus 2j minus 18k upon 14. Do you have to reduce it or can you leave it in that?
You can simplify it. Nah. Get it till the form you can't divide anymore.
Okay.
Always. All clear? This is one way of asking a question. Now the same thing I could ask you in another way. Turning the page. This will be a little decent question in the dot product thing. Let's say we have two vectors. Mod A is 2. Mod B is 1. Angle between the vectors is 60 degrees. So they don't give you the individual vectors. Angle between A bar and B bar is pi by 3. Find the angle between 2A bar plus B bar and A bar minus 2B bar. Get it? This is a good one. In the previous question, right, I gave you A bar, B bar, IK, you simply added them and finished it off. Here, I just give you the magnitudes and angle between them. How do you approach this guy?
Sir, we can find the dot product of the A bar and B bar, and then we do the dot product of 2A plus B and A minus 2B.
करो करके आंसर बताओ. Try. Everyone try. 2 minutes. How do you approach this?
There won't be an answer. No?
No, why won't there be an answer?
Second one is a zero vector. No?
Who said? Who said? So according to you, if it is 2i minus 2j, you will just cancel them.
Oh yeah, right.
No, you can't do that.
Yeah.
If I had said you like this, na, mod A minus 2 mod B, where is 0?
Yeah, correct.
Any answers? Everyone should try. Think about it a minute more. You get time for thinking. It's okay if you don't get the answer. Totally acceptable. But I want you to try. The moment I tell you the answer, you should feel like, okay, till here I thought about it, but after that it didn't strike. Meanings you learned. That's how you improve slowly, step by step. We are not in a hurry.
Sir, if we multiply the magnitude, if we multiply a vector by 2, will the magnitude automatically be doubled? Can we do that?
Automatically double हो जाएगा ना, because वो square root से 2 बाहर आ जाएगा, right? Overall का. Should I help you? Now, what did I ask you? Angle between? So it is 2a bar plus b bar dot a bar minus 2b bar. This will be what? Modulus of 2a plus b bar. So we are using parallelogram law and the dot product together. A bar minus 2b bar cos alpha. This is the angle between them. Alpha is the angle between 2a plus b bar and a minus 2b bar. So what is this dot product? 2a dot a, that will be a square, 4a bar dot b, b bar dot a minus 2b square. This is nothing but root over 4a square plus b square plus 2 into 2a into b into cos theta. Theta is the angle between a bar and b bar. This will be root over a square plus 4b square minus 2 into a into 2b into cos theta into cos alpha. Check. Look at this equation what I did. What is a plus b? Right? A plus b is root over a square b square plus 2ab cos theta, na? Parallelogram law of vectors. Isn't it? So I can simply write 2a plus b as like this. And this was the result, na? Parallelogram law of vectors. Ka. If you add 2 vectors a plus b bar, this is the form, right? Root over a square plus b square plus 2ab cos theta. So once you got here, it's just a matter of dumping the answers here. So this will be 2 square, that will be 4 minus 4ab, 4 2 1 cos 60. This will be 2 1 cos 60. This is 2 into 1. This will be root over 4a square, that is 16 plus 1 plus 2 to 4 to 8, 8 cos 60, that will be half. A square is 4 plus 4 minus 2 to 4 to 8 cos 60 is half into cos alpha. Simplify this. This will be 8 minus 4 plus 1 minus 2. This will be root 21 root 4 cos alpha. This guy will be 9 minus 6, 3 by root 21 root 4, that is 2, is equal to cos alpha. That's your answer, right?
Sir, I got it as -1 by 2 into 21.
Minus कैसा आया?
What I did was I found the dot product of 2a plus b and a minus 2b.
This is the dot product now of them.
Yes, we know we can find the dot product of a dot b.
Okay.
This equation.
You can find a dot b. So
We substitute a dot b and a square and b square in the equation.
हाँ तो मैं वही किया है ना. Did you get the same thing here? I'm getting a 3 in the numerator. You got a -1 in the numerator.
Okay,
Denominator
sir.
is same.
I didn't square the a, so I got 4.
Denominator we got the same. Numerator is yours is messed up. So this is 3 by root 21 into 2. Please check everyone what I did. So I used the dot product on the LHS and I used the parallelogram law on the right hand side. So that we combine two different things in the vectors. All clear with this? Can I go ahead? Next one. So this is X, Y, and this is Z, and this is the origin. This is point O, this is point A, this is point B, and this is point C. It's a cube. Find angle between OA bar and OB bar, OA bar and OC bar, and OB bar and OC bar. Let's get them. Side is not given. You don't require. It doesn't depend on the side. No matter how big the cube, the angles will remain same. Just give me a minute. Got 60? Expected that actually 60. You know why it is expected? Do you guys remember? Do you remember this question? Cuboid wala, this thing. There I told you something, remember? In a cube, the sides OA, OB, OC all will make an angle of 60 degrees with each other. Tetrahedron. Remember this? That OA, OB, OC will form a tetrahedron. I taught you. In a tetrahedron, all the angles are 60 degrees. So we are proving it that right now, actually. There I said, you know, it is 60, but we didn't prove it. So now we are proving it. All will be 60. Just prove it. I'll give you a minute.
We can directly get it also because the magnitude of all the vectors will be root of 2.
So,
and so any two dot product, it is on the any two of the coordinate axis. Either it's xy, it's xz, or it's yz.
okay.
So if we take the dot product of any two of them, it's always 1. Because only one component is matching with that.
Okay.
And we do that 1 divided by root 2,
So you need to find the coordinates actually. Yeah, meaning end of the day we actually have to find the coordinates for what you're saying. What will be the echo coordinates? Look at this thing. You're traveling along x and you're traveling along z. So 1, 0, 1. First get the coordinates right. Then you're traveling along x and you're traveling along y. This is 1, 1, 0. This you're traveling along y and then you're traveling along z. 0, 1, 1. So you're finding, so OA bar will be I plus K. OB bar is J plus K. OC bar is I plus K. I will leave the working to you, I plus J. So if you take OA bar dot OB bar will be mod OA mod OB cos theta. This will be 1 and this will be root 2. Cos theta is equal to half theta is 60 degrees. Same for everything. Easy? Yes. Just get the coordinates and finish it off. There's nothing much there. Clear with this? Next one. Any doubts on this? So it is mainly about getting the coordinates. Once you get the coordinates, you get the position vector. Once you get the position vector, you get this thing. But based on this dot product, now we'll do some decent questions in kinematics. As such, in pure vectors, you can't do anything. But when you combine this with other chapters, you get pretty nice problems. Meaning, just to give an example, now how the question will look. We have a building here. One particle is thrown like this. One particle is thrown like this. Then the question will be, at what time will these two velocities become perpendicular? So then we have to use dot product. A particle is projected and there it is flying like this. So at what angle, velocity vector, blah, blah, blah. So all that stuff will come. So we use dot product as a part of some other problem. Pure dot product, there's nothing. Let's say we have vector a bar, which is ax I cap, ay j cap, plus az k cap. Find angle made by a bar with x-axis, y-axis, and z-axis. This is actually theory and also a problem. With x-axis, y-axis, and z-axis. So I give you a vector ax I cap, ay j cap, and az k cap. I want you to find the angle made by this a bar with x-axis and y-axis and z-axis. Abhinav, try, sit straight, focus. Mihan, Venkatesh, cams on. And everyone, make sure I can see your faces. Some of you, I can just see your eyes like Batman. Get this, it's a good one. Just give it a try, get some water and come. What did we get? Ax by magnitude, yeah. So see, whenever they ask you find angle with the x-axis, indirectly is asking you find the angle between a bar and I cap. Find the angle between a bar and j cap. Find the angle between a bar and k cap. That is the meaning of this, indirectly, isn't it? If you want angle with the x-axis, you can take any vector on the x-axis. You can even take a unit vector. So he is asking you a bar. So this is the formula there. So cos alpha will be a bar dot I cap by mod a mod I cap. This will be nothing but ax by root over ax square plus ay square plus az square. So alpha is the angle between x and x-axis with this. Similarly, cos beta will be a bar dot j cap by mod a mod j. This will be ay by root over ax square plus ay square plus az square ka root. Similarly, cos gamma will be a bar dot k cap by mod a mod k cap. This will be az by root over ax square ay square plus az square. So these angles, right, cos alpha, beta, and this thing, these are called cosines of a vector. So these angles now, alpha, beta, gamma, are called direction cosines. Now from here, if you observe something here, if you take cos square alpha plus cos square beta plus cos square gamma, that will be equal to 1. I can write this thing as 1 minus sine square alpha plus 1 minus sine square beta plus 1 minus sine square gamma is equal to 1. So this will become sine square alpha so sine square beta plus sine square gamma is equal to 2. You can remember this. These are called direction cosines. Check. Clear, everyone? Easy. Clear, na? Palak? Arjun?
Yes, sir.
Swastika, clear? Venkatesh?
So, but that would mean ax plus ay plus az is equal to the denominator, right?
Which one?
So in that cos wala statement, if we add all of them, it would mean ax.
I'm squaring, Nare.
Sorry. Yeah.
I'm squaring them. You just can't add. If you add cos alpha, cos beta, cos gamma, you get nothing.
Right.
You have to square them. Easy, everyone?
Yes.
Now, how to have an application of this? Let me show you one application of this. Let's say we have a mirror. This is n cap. This is I bar. This is R bar. So I bar is the incident ray vector. R bar is a reflected ray vector. I'll just take incident ray unit vector. This is a reflected ray unit vector. So I can use this in optics. N bar is a normal vector. And that's a mirror. And basically everyone knows this. This is theta and this is theta. So the question is find relation between. Example they'll ask you like this. They'll see which of the following is a relation between incident ray, normal vector, and the reflected vector. So basically this is a reflection thing. We're going to encounter this again in ray optics chapter. How do you approach this? Think for a minute. Let me help you. It is a little weird. So normal vector is this. Now see, this is your incident vector, right? So I can divide this incident vector into two vectors. See. So you're doing the projection on this. So this vector will be the I parallel vector. This vector will be I perpendicular vector. So you can divide the letters into two pieces like this. Everyone agreed? Now, when this goes and hits the mirror, can you tell me which component will reverse? Remember, this is the normal vector. Which component will reverse? The perpendicular or the parallel here? The component along the normal gets inverted, right? It reverses, and the component along the mirror will not change. Perpendicular to the normal is not affected. And I know this I parallel is nothing but I cap dot n cap by mod n cap into n cap. Isn't that the formula? That is a component, na? A cos theta is A bar dot B bar by mod B bar into B cap. Here, A ka place mein you have I cap. B ka place mein you have n cap. So this is n cap and this is n cap. Are you able to see the resemblance? A becomes I and B becomes n. All sure? So this is what? This is the parallel component. What is perpendicular component? A bar minus A parallel component. So here the I perpendicular is nothing but the vector I minus I parallel. Now after hitting the mirror, what happens? The reflected ray is going this way. Now just now we calculated it. Only the perpendicular component will reverse. So this will become minus I parallel vector and this will become I perpendicular vector. So the reflected ray R cap is nothing but I perpendicular minus I parallel. Is everyone clear with that logic? When an incident ray hits a mirror, there will be two components. One is a parallel to the mirror, one is parallel to the normal, one is perpendicular to the normal. Only the normal component will reverse. Matlab the I parallel jo hai, that will become minus I parallel. So this will reverse, right? This reverses. And whenever you reverse a vector, what happens? It becomes a minus sign. So A perpendicular is A bar minus A parallel. So just substitute here. So I perpendicular is I cap minus I parallel minus I parallel. This becomes I cap minus 2 times I parallel, which is I cap minus 2 times I cap dot n cap into n cap. Mod n cap is anyway 1. That's your answer. Oopsie. Shit. Up. So this is the final answer. R cap will be I cap minus 2 times I cap dot n cap into n cap. This is the relation between the reflected ray and the incident ray and the normal. This is how they'll use dot product act. This is what I was saying. Last part meaning this part you understood?
Yes, sir.
And what is I perpendicular here? I perpendicular, I took it and substituted here.
Okay, sir.
So that will be 2 times I perpendicular ho jayega na? Please check everyone. It's a good result. So see, this is how they'll ask dot product. They will not directly ask you, advance may point A dot B. It will be a part of some other problem. So in this case, it is a part of optex. Check. I hope everyone got that logic, right? Ritu got the idea, right? The parallel component, perpendicular component, you know how to find both of them. Only the parallel component will reverse. Venkatesh, Niranjan, clear?
Yes.
Mayuka? Maulika, sure? Rehan? Aditya? Got it, no? Adrit, Swastika? Great. So that is about the dot product. The next one we have, can I turn the page? Abhinav? Okay, okay. Put it on. I'll give you a minute.
So 1 minute.
So I'll be sending a sheet tomorrow, right, on vectors. We'll be doing little of vector cross product also. I'll teach you little basics. You can handle some problems. So next class, we will do little more on vector cross product and we'll be discussing the sheets. So I'll be giving you some 2 to 3 sheets of around 70, 80 questions. So make sure to try all of them. So next class, we'll spend half the class in doubts because that after that next week, we'll have an exam. I'll send you the test ka portion also. I'll post it by Sunday evening, but it will be basic maths and vectors. So be ready with this. You will write every week. In the beginning, maybe we'll write every test every alternate week. After Diwali or something, you will write test every week.
So what's the format of the paper going to be?
You have to register on my site. There is a testing platform.
Oh, okay.
Starting, so you guys have to register it online. The test will be online. You have a timer. It will be exactly JEE Mains ka jo website hai na, 99% it is copied from there.
Oh,
It looks quite similar to that. So you can see, one question on a screen. There will be a timer running behind. If you close the tab and open the tab, the screen will get blink off. You can't switch between the tabs. It will send you a warning. If you switch between the tab, it will say there's a warning. It will give you 3 warnings and then the exam will shut down.
Okay.
So,
So
yeah.
JEE Mains is online.
Mains, advanced, CET, bits, everything is online. Only your HSC board exams will be offline, but everything else is online exams for you. Right? So in the beginning, we will be writing mains exams for a month or so. After 2 months or something, then we will start advanced papers also.
So what will be the duration of the paper?
1 hour. 25 questions. Like I said, proper format, +4 -1. Clear? Next one. Don't worry, don't take too much attention. It'll be fine. But just from my side, I'll tell you one thing before only. Don't expect 90s and 99s out of 100. Plus, itna expectations hai. If you're scoring 70 plus, I think you're doing a good job. So after every exam, I'll giving you a cutoff also. I'll tell you which is a good score. So anyways, let's see, that will come later on. Next thing is vector cross product. So this thing also, right? Same thing. Again, people found out we have certain quantities, certain vector quantities. Depend on 2 vectors and sine of the angle between them. Example, torque. Torque is R into F into sine theta. Example, if you see magnetic force. Which is Q into V into B into sine theta. This is charge, velocity. B is called magnetic field. So people encountered, many quantities like this, and they said, yeah, okay, so let's replace this with something. So we call mod A, mod B, sine theta, and this thing has a direction. We will talk about that later on. Is given by A cross B. So we can write A cross B as mod A, mod B, sine theta into n cap. This n cap is a pseudo vector. Remember what is a pseudo vector? It's a vector perpendicular to the plane and it gives you the rotation. You guys remember that? It's a pseudo vector. Basically, it's a unit vector, pseudo unit vector. Means it's not a real direction. which is perpendicular to both A bar and B bar. So then people said, let's call this thing torque as R cross F. Let's call this thing as Q V cross B. So it's always like that. The story is always like you have seen it somewhere and then you're trying to, make a formula for that. Happens, no? Sometimes, right? You say something and then to cover it up, you make a big story. Science is not that different. It is something similar.
Yeah, but what's the point of it? It's like to find the angle or what?
This thing, it has actually, the dot product is primarily to find the angles and to find the, components, right?
Yeah.
Vector cross product has totally a different narrative. We will see. It is actually
Okay.
quite useful to find the area formed by two vectors. Like this physical significance.
Okay.
So in dot product, what did you find? You found component of one vector along another vector.
Yeah.
We'll see what this will get. Copy. Now, if you look at this,
So can you go back for a minute?
hmm,
Yes, so thank you.
so if you have I cross I, mod I, and both the vectors are parallel, you get a sign 0, which is 0. So unlike dot product, now here it is little reverse. J cross J, K cross K, all will be 0. If you have two perpendicular vectors, I cross J gives you K, J cross K gives you I, and K cross I gives you J. So, you can remember like this. If you have I, J, and K, if you rotate in a clockwise direction, if you go from I to J, you get K. If you go from J to K, you get K. If you get K to I, you get this thing. This is a positive cycle. I cross J cross K. If you go in the reverse, I cross K minus J, K cross J minus this thing, minus I, J cross I minus this, the negative cycle. That means if you go I cross K is minus J, we will see why this happens actually. It is based on actually rotation. K cross J is minus I and J cross I is minus K. But you should remember this thing. And most people goof up this plus minus thing. So be careful. You can remember this circle here. So clockwise is positive. Clockwise, your clock ka rotation ka direction. So A cross B is given by minus of B cross A. Not like dot product. They're not equal. A cross B plus C is given by A cross B plus A cross C. This will open up. If you have A cross B cross C, double cross product. Huh? This is given by A bar dot C bar into B bar minus B bar dot C bar into A bar. This triple cross product, right? Pretty rare. I have 11th and 12th. I have never seen this thing anyway coming. This thing, physics may never use it. Max may you will come. In Max, you have a full chapter called vectors. They will teach you much more than this. But for now, we need at least this much for physics perspective. Okay, so put this down. Okay, we'll wrap up with this for today. So next class when we meet, we'll continue from here. There we will see why, how is this cross product comes. There's a little more. It'll take time to explain. So now let's not do it in a hurry. Next class we can start, and we will do the vector cross product. I have to teach you something called a 3x3 determinant matrix.
So,
Arjun.
so I had one doubt. So, like this circle thing that you've drawn, is it just sign convention or there's a reason?
It is just a sign convention. There is a
Ah.
reason. We have to use a right hand rule. So I'll show you that in the next class.
Acha, correct, right.
We use a right hand rule. So basically, I'll just give an example. See, kya hai na? This is X, this is Y. So when X is rotating towards Y, if you look at your hand, your thumb will point upwards, no?
Yeah, right.
That is Z basically, X cross Y. So I'll show you some examples in the next class. It is based on that, similar to pseudo vector only. Okay, so till dot product, right? I'll be sending you some sheets. So make sure to try them. Only the vector cross product is left. It is not much. I think it will take another 40-45 minutes. We'll wrap it up. And the next class we will solve a few more problems. And then I'll take up, the assignment cut doubts also. So next class we'll wrap up vectors and then we'll start off with basic maths, differentiation, calculus part. Okay. So we'll wrap up with this. So any doubts, anything, please stay back and ask, or else you're free to leave. So take care, stay safe.
Sir,
This
can
Sunday
you-
we do have an orientation session.